Welcome to the Romance Your Tribe podcast with me, Janet Beckers, where every episode is about action, creating an online business you absolutely love, and bringing joy to the work you do. Let's get this party started. Hello everybody, Janet Beckers here, and it's so great to welcome you to this week's episode of the Romance Your Tribe podcast. And this is a very special episode. It's a tribe spotlight where we get to really see behind the scenes of an action taker that's part of our community. And I'm really excited to introduce you today to Soochen Low. G'day, Soochen.
Hi, Janet. How are you?
I'm really, really good. We were just saying before we got on here that it's been about 3 years since you were enrolled in my video marketing program.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it is really exciting to be able to connect like a few years later and see how much has changed for you. It's, it's really exciting. Like you were saying before, it's like, well, you hear the story and you want to know, did they get married? You know, what happened? So yeah, this is, really getting to see the next sequels. So before we get started, Soochen, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is it that you help, and how do you do that?
Okay. So I'm a business joy coach, and I work with passionate and creative business owners like coaches, healers, and service providers who just have this knowing that they're actually rock stars at their craft or their soul level work. So what I do is I draw out your best. I hold space for the star quality that I see in you. And I actually help you to upscale your six-figure business into a rock star business that runs itself, double, triple, quadruple your sales consistently and easily, where you shine and thrive doing what you love and are born to do. So, because I believe the best you is in you all along. And so I do this through my scholarship programs, which is Energize to start in your business, Energize to upscale your rockstar business, and my year-long Play to Scale six-figure rockstar business that runs itself programs. So, the programs help you to ground the energetic shifts that you make as a star leader into the 3D rockstar business container, where we build the structures to support your creative genius so that you continue to do what you love and you're born to do, but you know that you're in your leadership, you've got a dream team in place, and you've got heavy lifting systems and processes that basically does everything whilst you just in your zone nerding out on what you love to do.
You know what? I love that you talked about really, you're talking there about energy because, and this really fits in with what we're going to be talking about with video, because you can know your stuff. You can have business systems in place, but if you haven't really tapped into what is like uniquely you, like you talked about, your soul, soul business there, is if you don't really tap into that, and if you're the person that is the leader, like the rock star, like you said, and the person who is showing up is the person that's visible in your marketing. If that's not quite right, I know from my own experience that you'll just sabotage, or it's a disconnect. So it's that's such a valuable thing to be able to bring to people, because it's difficult to see yourself within what you're doing. If you can feel like your energy is not quite right, but it's great to have somebody that's got the skills to be able to go, I'm seeing it like this is what I'm seeing. Excellent. So with that, so let's now talk about how we got to meet. And that was through you registering to do the video marketing programs. The one that I did then has got a different name, so that's why we're not actually calling it its name, because it'll get confusing. But I've got Attract Your Tribe with video. So let's just talk about video. Why video, and the action steps that you've taken to be able to use that to grow your business. So let's just go back a few years. When you registered for, to to take part in the program.
Yeah.
Now, why did you, what was it that made you go, you know what, I need some help here?
Yeah.
So, yeah, why video, and what was it that you were thinking you really needed the help with?
Yeah, so this would have been, 3 years ago, we've talked about. And I was at the point in my business where I was trying to, obviously, as a business owner, trying to generate more revenue, get more leads. And I was actually trying to think of the best way for me to do that because, I've done speaking on stages, I went to networking, and, I found that when I speak, people really resonate with my message and who I was. And I thought, okay, well, instead of me trying to book into every networking event that's out there, what's a way that I can, in a way, bring people to me instead of me, traveling, driving there, I guess leverage my time, leverage
Yeah.
my time, and where I'm in the comfort of my office space and I just do my message and I'm actually attracting people to me, right? And so that's what I was thinking, because I'm always a believer. I just want to find the shortest, the quickest, the most fun way to get anything done.
Love it.
I
Love
have
it.
to be honest, like if it gets a bit too hard, I have to be honest with myself. I'm like, no, this feels too hard. If it feels too hard, it means it's not going to be fun. And so the likelihood of me sticking with it is going to be pretty slim, so I'm pretty honest with myself about that. So that's why I
Yeah.
thought, I've got to find something that is going to be easy and ticks all the boxes for me in one go. I think, Janet, you're like someone who likes to batch things when you do one thing,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like that too. Like if I can just do one thing and it ticks all the boxes and gets everything done, I'm there, right?
Yeah.
So obviously I was doing my research, I was online and, tuning into all the coaches in America and everywhere to go, okay, what's the way? And the video somehow came obviously into my awareness, because I thought, okay, if I want to speak and I want to show up, video is a thing. But then I looked at their videos and I thought, man, they all look so made up and they all look like they had a whole camera crew behind the scenes every time they had to do something. And I thought, oh, I don't think I could go through that. Like if I had to like get my hair done, do the makeup, get dressed, and the camera crew is waiting, I thought I'll just die if I had to do that every time I want to have a message. Because sometimes, as you know, you have this idea for a message and you just want to quickly get on camera and just do it.
Yeah.
But then, right? And I wanted to have a back-end system that could support me so that I could just do it whenever, instead of going, oh, let's roll out the whole thing, call the team, do my makeup. Oh, that was just painful. So that was why I thought, okay, I've got to look for a coach, but who? And somehow, I don't know whether I enrolled in one of your email marketing letters or whatever. You just came through, maybe on Facebook. You showed up. And what resonated me with your message was that you were so authentic and so natural. Now, I don't know whether it's because you were an Aussie as well, and we're just known for, our very laid back kind of cut to the chase, no bullshit kind of approach. I don't know why. Yeah. And I think one of the videos you were taking, you were at the beach and you were showing how to do a video just at the beach. And I thought, wow, that's awesome. I mean, you were groomed, you were professionally presented, but you didn't look like heavily made up and, like you went through
Ain't
hours.
nobody got time for that.
Yeah. So I thought, wow, if she looks that great and she was there showing up, doing her message, and I want to be authentic too, maybe she's the coach for me, and that's really how I kind of came into your world and started watching all your videos and how you talked. And I thought, yeah, she just says it in simple English. Whereas, a lot of other coaches, I don't know, there was so much hoo-ha around everything, the marketing that they did, that it was just really, I guess, pushing me away. And I thought, Janet's the one that I would like to go with. And so that's really how I thought, okay, video's the thing and Janet's the one.
There's a couple of things there that's so good to hear, because I haven't heard that before. So this is all like, I don't know what you're going to say. But there's a couple of things there that are lessons for people, is that a lot of times if you're thinking nobody's going to take me seriously unless I've got like the really professional setup, the professional team doing everything. If I'm you know, having, you know, the perfect makeup, the perfect
Yeah.
hair, all of that sort of stuff. A lot of times people are thinking nobody's going to take me seriously and think I'm professional unless
Yeah.
I do this, so they don't take action. But from what you've just said, that actually was stopping you
Yes.
from actually taking action.
Yeah.
And yet I've always just done mine either, like I'm just using my webcam here.
Yeah.
Otherwise I just use my phone, and I've been doing this for years and years and years, every single week.
Mm.
And done them from the beach, and it's worked. And as you
Yeah.
said, you were saying, well, I don't know whether I found you here or I got you there. You just turned up. That is the video strategy of
Mm.
creating a video and then syndicating it so it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So you become omnipresent. So the interesting part is the actual marketing techniques that you were learning how to do is actually how you discovered me, and the program is
Yeah.
from me actually just doing exactly what I was going to teach you how to do. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I think for people's takeaway from this is, you know what, you can still come across as exceptionally professional without all of that. Yeah, so keeping it simple. So that's brilliant. That's a great insight. Thank you. So now when it comes to, so you've obviously grown your business then, and you're really comfortable using video.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that I really love talking about is the concept of scare-sighted.
Okay.
Now, for people here, I know that you'll know it, because as soon as anybody's enrolled in any of my programs, you'll just hear me talk about scare-sighted, scare-sighted. In fact, I now have people sign a scare-sighted contract when they enroll in my core program, the Attract Your Tribe Academy, because it's not a contract with me, it's a contract with yourself. The scare-sighted is, you know, once you start doing something, it gets scary, and it's not necessarily scary because you're learning how to use a video camera or whatever. The scary part is, are you the person that is capable of doing this? Are you the person that's going to step up? Like you're really backing yourself by taking any kind of action in your business. And that
Yes.
is scary because it brings up, all of the different mindset stuff that you will have. So the scare-sighted is feeling that feeling, recognizing it, that it's actually, hey, I'm about to move out of my comfort zone, and that's where the growth is, and embracing it so that it becomes excitement. So one of those big things is like recognizing when you are scare-sighted, what is making you feel scare-sighted, and how you get through it. So would you mind sharing with people here, like once you started doing the program, going through the step-by-step, this is how you use video to turn up authentically. Like, what was it that what was the thing that made you go, oh, this is sort of pushing me out of my comfort zone a little bit? And then what did you do? Like, how did you step into it?
Yeah, I love this idea that you have about scare-sighted, and it's like it reminds me of something I just read in a book recently by Rebecca Campbell, where she was saying that excitement is fear with breath, with the
With breath.
breathing. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I
I
like that.
know. And when I read that, I'm like, yes, because it's just a matter of breathing. And fear and excitement, I think sometimes when you're feeling it, you don't know, am I scared or am I excited? Like the feelings are quite, I don't know, synonymous at certain points. When you're feeling it, if you want to distinguish it, you can't really pin it. And when she said about the breath, and I'm like, that's awesome. And when I think about it, when you breathe into it, then you kind of go, oh yeah, I am excited, right? Because when you tap into the excitement of the potential, I find that the fear is more about what you can't do, but the excitement is, but if I did do it, what's the potential of what it would look like? Like, that's the excitement. So to answer your question, like when I was doing video, like I said, Even though I thought that video was the thing for me, it was still very confronting because I was somebody who didn't really like the camera. I didn't like photos of myself. You know, I was always very
Oh,
critical. When I looked,
really?
yeah, when I look at the photo, I'm like, "Ugh, yikes, you know." And so for me to have to show up on video where people would see me and I have to get all my ducks in a row, so to speak, remember what I'm trying to say, have the vibe in check, you know, send that out, inspire people. I thought, oh my God, can I even do that? But when I
Mhm.
enrolled in your program, because you had such a, I think, systematic way of everything, and you just kind of boiled it down to very kind of no fuss, kind of very, you know, matter of fact, it took a lot of that fear out of it for me.
Okay.
Yeah. It just made it, you were just very objective. It's like, okay, this is step one, you do this. And you know, one of the things I remember was when you said, when you're talking in the camera to someone, imagine that person on the other side and you're just sending the vibes to them. That really helped me because, you know, I have this thing about someone on the other side looking at me thinking, oh, is her hair right?
Mm.
What is she saying? Does it make sense? But when you help me to tap into the energy of speaking to that person, which is more about the message, right? At the end of the
Mm.
day, when we are business owners and we have a purpose and we have a soul level legacy that we want to share, when we tap into the message, it's no longer about us. It's actually more about the message and getting
Yeah.
it to the other person. That helped me to step out of that fear and go, okay, I'm excited about the message I want to give to this person. And I'm excited about the fact that if they get it, what transformation they're going to get in their life. So I kind of try to
Mhm.
keep tapping into that and I guess disengage from what do I look like on the camera and did I just stumble, whatever, you know. And I think it actually flowed better that way.
Yeah. Oh, look, that I'm so pleased that you brought that particular exercise up because it's an exercise that I teach people how to do. And some people, when I've taught this, say, taught this on stage when I was a guest speaker at quite
Mm,
a kind of like one of those events where they're really into the techie SEO, geeky type stuff. So there were a lot of people who were very, very sort of left brain
uh-huh.
and then I'm on stage going, okay, we're going to do this energetic exercise, and I could see these eyes starting to roll. Yet at the end, I got them to do it and
Yeah,
then
okay.
practice with each other. And at the end of it, people were coming to me going, wow, I'm surprised how powerful that was. Like,
Yeah.
and I thought, yeah, I saw your eyes rolling. But it really, because really, when it comes down to it, you're using video because you're wanting to get your message across. So,
Mm,
what is your message? Well, if you're in the kind of business with the people who I work with who are like really good at the stuff they do, and this is
mm,
the people who you work with, they're really good at what they do
yeah.
and they can change lives.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing video. You're doing
Yeah.
video to share the message that helps you to change lives.
Mm,
So, yeah, I love that. But I do that exercise myself before I come on today.
mm,
I do it very quickly now. It's with
yeah.
thinking, but it's something that makes a huge difference. So
It does.
yeah, that's a great. And so for people going, what is the exercise? I'm like, darling, you'll have to. I'm just thinking that could be
Mm,
actually what I will do here after this is I'll make sure in the podcast notes I'll put a link where I'll share with you how you that particular exercise that we talked
mm,
about. So I'll do that for people who are wondering. So yeah. So just know with the podcast notes, if you're watching this on or listening to this, just come over to the podcast page and I'll put a link there so that you can actually get introduced to that exercise in its brief form anyway. So now let's just have a look at from the process of like you've talked a lot here about message and getting
mm,
confidence from the videos.
mm,
So now let's just look at what does that actually mean for your business?
mm,
So, because it's one thing to get your message out there, people will be thinking, all right, if I'm going to do this, like, what's going to change? So
Yeah.
for you, what do you think was that you could kind of pull back from having done those sort of exercise and mastery in getting your message across in video?
Mm.
What's that meant for your business? Like what's happened
Yeah.
since then?
Yeah. So what happened was, I think just me being able to show up, as you say, and if you're going to be a business owner who's hoping to, one day get to six figures and scale to beyond, you really need to be at the forefront of your business. Like, you cannot be hiding behind the scenes and giving someone else the seat to do
Mm.
stuff, because it will just all come unstuck eventually. And they still blame you at the end of the day. So, you might as well.
Yep.
So you might as well say, okay, I'm in front and I'm stepping in and I'm being accountable and I'm taking the reins and I'm saying, I'm here, I'm showing up. These are my values. This is my message. This is what I'm here to do.
Mm.
And I feel like that for me was just very powerful in how I do everything else. Because, and this is something that I obviously teach my clients too, because a lot of people get stuck in the strategies, the business strategies.
Mm.
As you said in the beginning, of course, it's important. Without the container, without the structure, it's very difficult to scale your business. You need to have them in place.
Yeah.
But if the leader's seat is empty and nobody is leading the ship, what's it all for? The systems are only so good because there's no one leading the whole thing along. And
Mm.
that's really your unique signature as a leader, because people come to work with you for you. There's a particular energy about you, what you stand for, your quirks. And Janet, like in your case, your jokes, all of that, everything that makes up who you are, people will come to you for that purpose. And I think the video program, and I think the name is Attract Your Tribe. Like, you don't want to be, as I said in the beginning, going to like thousands of networking events looking for your people. You just want them to come to you,
Yeah.
right? You just sit back,
Mm.
you do your thing, you send out the frequency or the vibration, and people come knocking on your door. I mean, isn't that ideal? That's what I love.
Mm.
So for me, when I was finally able to show up so visibly, I mean, I don't think there's anything more visible than video. When I was able to do that, that just lifted up my self-confidence so many notches. And obviously,
Mm.
putting that stance to say, okay, this is the stake in the ground. I'm now a leader. This is how I'm going to show up. And when I do that, it means that then my business, in terms of its structures, in terms of its revenue, everything has to step up too, because otherwise there's going to be a mismatch. You're not walking your talk, you're just talking it. And
Mm.
then things start to fall away by the wayside because you're not kind of aligning it. So after, when I did the video, then I was very comfortable in video. Then I was able to actually reach out to my network on LinkedIn, just those connections that that you never actually get to know people. I actually used video to reach out to them and started
Right.
started collaborations with them. And
Excellent.
that's how my revenue and the business just grew from there. Because obviously sometimes you collaborate, other times they become a client of yours. But the video, and able to show up in that video, because people are, well, getting so cynical. Like, when you send a message out on LinkedIn, they're thinking, who the hell are you? But
Yeah.
then when you suggest for a chat, and then you show up back in Zoom, obviously you showed up then. And obviously 3 years back, Zoom was not as, online video was still not that prevalent still.
Mm.
So when you showed up and you talked to the person, they could straight away sense, are you trustworthy or not? Because your vibe just comes
Yeah.
through. And that, for me, I would say the success rate would have to be, like, of all the connections I reached out to talk to, I would say was like 90%. It was just really high conversion because I had that chat with them through video, like a video conference. Then you could chat about things, and it was a fluid conversation. And then they started saying, oh, what about this? And you were brainstorming, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Mm.
And so many people came back to me and said, oh, I have to apologize that I was a little bit rude to you when you first reached out. But I'm so glad you did, because after I talked to you, I just felt like, oh my God, if I didn't, be missing out on a valuable connection, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I love that, because that's the thing that I actually, that's what I absolutely love about what I do. I love that. So, you learnt how to, step by step, how you create a
Mm-hmm.
video, how you get clear on your message.
Mm.
You learnt the techniques of, like, Janet's, like, the laziest way to actually get seen everywhere, which is like, can I get 3 months worth of marketing done
Yes.
in like less than a day, and
Yep.
then just put it out there. So you've mastered that quite quickly, but I
Mm.
love then that you take that and you go, all right, well, now I'm going to make this my own. Like, this is my style. This is the way that I do. Bringing you can master those bit first. So now for you to use it, this is my outreach that makes me different to
Mm.
the way that I connect with people through LinkedIn.
Mm.
Using those methods and then actually just owning it
Mm.
as and then going, okay, well, how can I play around with this so that it's got my signature style? So I love it. That's so good. Now tell me, because we're just getting close to the end of our time. We are so rocking our time today, by the way,
Yes, I'm having
because
a great time.
because my challenge is always, I love talking to people who just take action and whose businesses are growing. Like, honestly, I get so excited about it. It feeds my soul that I can't usually shut up asking you. I want to know more and more and more. So
Yeah.
the challenge here is, can we do it under 30? And we are rocking it, baby. So I just want to put that out there. Because I think we are both storytellers. So
Yeah.
that's our challenge. So now let's look at, this is, romance your tribe. And we've talked about attracting the people who get your vibe,
Mm-hmm.
people who not only love the work you do and want your solution, but also know that you're the one. They can feel that you're the one.
Yeah.
So there's going to be people here that are listening, or you may be watching this anywhere good videos are seen, and they'll be thinking, you know what, Soochen, I love a vibe. I love a vibe. I need to be part of her community, her tribe. So where can people go to get to know you and connect and be part of your tribe?
Yeah, so how they would get to know me or join my tribe is, obviously, I think you've got my website up on your screen, so they can then venture over there, or drop me an email. Email Soochen, Soochen, at happypositivesuccessful.com, just to let me know that, hey, I heard you with Janet, you were excited, you loved my vibe, or you wanted to ask me a question. I'll always love to hear from you. But I do have a gift to share with your community today, just as a natural progression of what we talked about today, about being in your leadership and attracting your tribe. I have a Star in Your Business leadership activation. So this is my best-selling illustrated ebook and an Illuminate session. And it's designed to draw out your best and hold space for the star quality I see in you, to start in your business, bust your income ceilings, and create a 6-figure rockstar business that runs itself, doing what you love and are born to do. And many of my clients say to me with this ebook that it reminds them that essentially we are all energy, and it actually brings back memories of their past lives and what they're actually here to do, here on earth, as their mission or their legacy. So once that star quality, so to speak, is activated, or that memory or that inspiration is activated, then, part of the free gift is an Illuminate session where we can work together to see how we can draw out that star quality and ground it in a way that's going to serve you and your business.
Oh, that's really very generous, having that session, as well as, how cool is that, having an illustrated ebook? Like, that just makes me want to opt in, just to just to see what that looks like. So that's exciting. Thank you for that. And I really encourage everybody that's listening is, go and, first of all, visit Soochen and say, see what she's got to offer there, and give some feedback as well. Let her know, like, what was it that you could take away today as an aha, because that is one of the most rewarding things. We're both here because we've both got a message. We want people to get out there and make a difference. And so because of that, it's really rewarding to know if you're making a difference, if you're taking action. So please come and share. Very, very grateful for that. So as a way of wrapping up now, Soochen, is what if we had one action that people listening today could take? What would that be?
I would have your community ask themselves, not about what should I be doing, what do I have to do, but more about what do I want to do? For my business, what is it that I want to do? Because it really cuts through the clutter of, your to-do lists and all your shoulds and coulds and everything, and really tap into your back into your passion, your heart or your gut to say, okay, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to do? What do I want for my business? Is it that I want to get a new client in? What is it? What is it that you want? And from that space, just take one baby step. One baby step would help you to just get the ball rolling. Because I know that business owners tend to want to know the 10 steps before they've even started on the first one. That's just how we are. What's over there? I need to know what's over there before I can start. And I'm saying just take the one step, because otherwise your mind would just, as we know, would just badger you to death and actually get you to freeze and not do anything. And I think, Janet, I both know in business, momentum is key, right? And when you roll with one step, after you see a little bit clearer, oh yeah, it doesn't look so bad, let's take the next one. And then before you know it, the result starts rolling in, you get confident, and it all shows itself. So that's what I would suggest.
That is great advice, because honestly, we talked about scarce-sighted, and one of the most important things is when you're getting that scarce-sighted moment when you're going, oh, okay, I'm scared. But to step into that scarce-sighted, and it's the other side where the magic happens, is just one step.
Yeah.
Just one step. And so the confidence, it's not going to be, I'll get all of this done when I'm more confident, when I've got my ducks in a row, because, those little things, they never line up. It's, you've got to just go, your confidence comes from taking one step and going, I did it. The next, that's where it comes from. I love that step. That's a great one for us to leave you on today. So for everybody, we would love to hear, what is that one thing that you have done this week? Go out there, make a difference. And if you've got some really good value from today, please share the podcast here. And if you really enjoyed it and you think that other people would like it, please leave a review over there on iTunes, because that will help us to be able to be seen by more people. So go get them. And thanks so much for being so awesome today, Soochen. Bye.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I loved hanging out with you, so let's do this again. The best way to do that is to subscribe right now to Romance Your Tribe podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you'd like to dive in deeper to more episodes, great resources, and really in-depth free training, come over and join me at romanceyourtribe.com. Bye.